The Basilica of the Annunciation was built on the site Christians believe the angel Gabriel told the Virgin Mary she would give birth to Jesus Christ. Muslims believe the Prophet also lived and worked in this area. Nazareth in Galilee is a place steeped in spirituality. The atmosphere in Nazareth would usually be festive in the run-up to Easter, but this year the city is full of sadness. Elie Kurzum prepares for Mass at the Church of the Latin Patriarch in Nazareth. He also teaches in the church's school and has seen the number of Christians in the Holy Land dwindle. The churches are empty, as those who can are heading for other lands.
If there are no Christians in the Holy Land will be a museum also. Because we are, as Christians, we are testifying, we are witnesses of Jesus Christ in this Holy Land that he, 2,000 years ago, he passed from here. I think as Christians we have a role here. We have to witness Jesus Christ for both Muslims and Jews in the Holy Land. And this message of universal message of Jesus Christ, of love and opening to everybody. We have also to witness this, and I think we have a role as Christians to witness this to everybody, and especially in this difficult situation, to talk about peace, but also at the same time to talk about justice also in the Holy Land.
For thousands of years, Christian pilgrims have flocked to the Holy Land at Easter to pay homage to the place where Jesus Christ was born, created a church, and was crucified. They come to bolster their belief in his resurrection and ascension to heaven. But in these days of war in Iraq and violence in the region, the pilgrims have stayed away. Personal security concerns have left the hotels largely empty. Muslims now make up 70% of the population in Nazareth, where there's a controversial plan to build a mosque next to the basilica. Muslims have erected a tent mosque on the site they believe holds the tomb of an Islamic warrior, a nephew of Saladin. The Roman Catholic Church objected to the planned mosque. The Israeli government stepped in and refused to allow the mosque to be built. But Muslims still come to pray here. The markets would usually be thriving at Easter time, teeming with pilgrims eager to bring home a memento of the Holy Land. Now they're empty. The shopkeepers are bored and broke. Once a major industry for the region, tourism is now nothing but a few busloads of visitors. For tour operators like Bassam Kourzum, the Palestinian uprising jolted his business. September the 11th and its aftermath seriously wounded his operation. The war in Iraq, he says, was the coup de grace.
We lose the Easter and probably we lose the next year for the incoming tourism. You know, the Easter is the high season of the incoming. Is it the season of the incoming from Europe and from the US also? So it's nothing. There is no groups in our office and no groups for Nazareth. That means all the people here which deal with the tourism market. It's without a job.
Nazareth is located within the state of Israel. There's no occupation by the Israeli army here. But Nazareth's Christians, who have Israeli citizenship, say they're worried about their fellow Palestinian and Muslim neighbors in the West Bank, who suffer endless curfews and no work.
You feel problems, you feel fear, you feel afraid. So you don't feel the feast of atmosphere. Since 3 years, we lost the meaning of Christmas and Easter. How we can be in feast, how we can be happy when we see every day our brothers and sisters who are killed in Gaza or in the West Bank, who can't go out from their villages or cities like a prison.
Bethlehem in the West Bank 3 decades ago was a prosperous Christian city. More than 1 million tourists used to visit each year to see the Church of the Nativity. For Christians, it marks the site of the manger where Mary gave birth to Jesus. But for nearly 3 years since the Palestinian uprising began, there have been no tourists, no income, no livelihood. Many Christians have left their homes in Bethlehem, emigrating to North and South America. The numbers of Christians in the Holy Land have dwindled to just 1.6% of the population. With no work and the threat of violence, it's no surprise that those with a way out take it. Those who have stayed are suffering. Jumana El Ali comes to pray, but she says she's lost all spirit of joy. Her father, Garias, set off to give a friend a lift and never came home. He was caught in the crossfire between the Israeli army and Palestinian gunmen.
We didn't celebrate any feast till now from the death of my father, because it's very hard to celebrate or to feel Easter or Christmas when the father is not here. He meant a lot for us. He was not just a father, he was a friend, he was everything to us. He used also to lead us. And he used to celebrate with us everything. He used to encourage us to celebrate. He used to prepare the eggs, prepare the things, encourage us to visit the family come and visit us. Now we don't do these things.
With Easter festivities at hand, Bethlehem's mayor can only look with sadness at the empty manger square.
As long as we do not have tourists in the city, we do not have life, we do not have business, we do not have work. So this is the first time in the history of the city of Bethlehem you see the Church of Nativity empty with no tourists. Bethlehem was accustomed to receive 1 million, 1.5 million tourists every year. And now we are not receiving dozens per year. So there's a big difference. There's a big difference. And who pays the price? The citizens of the city.
Mike Cannavati sells souvenirs to pilgrims just off Manger Square. Carvings made from traditional Bethlehem olive wood were best sellers and quickly snapped up by visitors. Now they just collect dust. Cannavati used to own 10 shops and employ 35 people, but the shops have closed and the employees are out of work. He's trying to hold on to his flagship.
This time of year, our store will be at this time full of buses. Loads of buses. They will enter this shop, especially this time of the year, Eastern time. It's a sad Easter, you know. It's a very sad one. We hope holidays will be, you know, full of happiness and peace, and we don't see this in the faces of our children.
This Easter, Christians across the Holy Land can only pray that next year's festival will be joyous and peaceful.